Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hello, welcome to Lead Pedal Podcast. This is episode number 1057, and today we're going to be talking AI technology. That's right, artificial technology. What is it? How does it work? And how is it affecting the transportation industry? Stay tuned and we'll get right back. Hey folks, are you an owner or operator looking for a place to call home? Well, RIMS Transport is based out of Hamilton, Ontario, and that's right, they are a place owner-operator fleet only. They run flatbed out of Hamilton, and they don't run much more than 500 to 700 mile radius. So if you're looking for a place that you can get back home on a regular basis, you can get good miles, they have a great culture for owner-operators, and they want you to succeed, then RIMS Transport's the place to do that. Where can you learn more? Go to rimstransport.com. Make sure you tell them that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you, and we want you to be successful. We know them personally over there, and we know they're going to take good care of you. You got open board, you've got tandem US, you got multi-axle US, you got city, you got all kinds of positions available there, all owner-operator fleet. So if you want to be successful for 2023 and beyond, then get on with RIMS Transport and tell them we sent you. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Go to rimstransport.com. So we're talking artificial intelligence on the show today, and I got to tell you, we it's something that it's been going on for a long time, right? And it's changing, and I think over the last probably, I'm going to say a couple months, things have really ramped up, and I thought we would introduce it. We've talked about autonomous trucks, we've talked about driving and driverless trucks and all that kind of stuff. We've talked about that, but I think with AI and artificial intelligence, there's going to be a lot of areas where this works and where it doesn't work. So let's just talk about what the uses of it right now are. What are people doing to use it in the industry? You'll see it in a number of different places. Probably the biggest one that we've been talking about up to now is the self-driving trucks, but you'll see it used in accident prevention and safety, fuel efficiency, different types of work. So some of the jobs that are available will change over time depending on how AI is developed. A lot of back office automation is going to be through artificial intelligence, and there's going to be some proactive approaches as far as using it to bring social, economic, and environmental challenges together. So these are some of the areas that we see. Of course, self-driving trucks, we haven't gotten to that point yet, although they're being tested all around us. We've seen it in the car market with Tesla and others, and it is coming. Right now, I don't think our infrastructure is there. They say that that it's going to be safer because we don't have to worry about a human trying to see that stop sign or whatever. But actually, just this morning, as I was recording this on X, I guess they call it now, from Twitter, they just had a driverless car hit a truck. So, and it was one of the Google or Apple ones or something like that. So, I'm not sure we're there yet. Of course, accident prevention and safety, one of the biggest areas where we'll have an effect is recreating different situations. They'll say with no human drivers, there's no human error. Doesn't mean that there won't be other problems. And of course, there's no trying to skim the logbook or any of that kind of stuff. So right now it's used in stability and a lot of stuff to prevent rollovers, that kind of thing is where AI is being used right now. Fuel efficiency and savings. Of course, there's, it's telling you what you should drive at. If you think of more like the automatic trucks, they're shifting for you at premium items, premium RPMs and all that kind of stuff to save fuel. And they say that they're saving some drastic fuel. So that's there was a study done in 2018 by Berkeley Labor Center, released a report that estimated there's about $35 billion in fuel efficiency gains that can be happening in the industry. Different types of work, of course, big technology advancements. So the remote truck drivers, you're going to have on the technology side, as far as loads and stuff go, automated loads, back office automation. So this is where matching freight with drivers, carriers, all that kind of stuff is going to be done by AI. And then proactive approaches, of course, dealing with government and regulatory and that kind of thing. So that's where it's being used currently. Now let's just discuss some of the positives. And this one came from Schneider here, and Schneider Intelligence did an article on AI and what they're using it for, and some of the stuff that'll be beneficial about it, because a lot of us are not thinking that AI is going to be all that beneficial because it's probably going to take our jobs. But they say that it allows the computer to do something that a human would have had to do, and was kind of mundane. So conducting analysis and making complicated decisions in a fraction of the time. They say AI is going to be good for that. Take over mundane and repetitive work tasks, freeing people to focus on higher value tasks. Yes, AI is going to be good for that. And to perform visual tasks that people could do, that moving, matching freight or matching trucks or those kind of things, is where they say that AI is going to be it's going to be great. And they're looking forward to having that working through their through their system. So right now, it's probably being used most for like refining load assignments, automating estimated time of arrival, enhancing driver skills. We see that now in the industry, so that's not such a big thing. So the positives of it. Now, some of the negatives of AI, there's all kinds of negatives for AI, and I think most of them revolve around job loss, and computers maybe not understanding, giving out the wrong information. Those are all questions that we have right now, and I was asked some questions about that too, and I'll tell you about it right after we come back. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you about how the questions that I had to answer on AI. Hey folks, you ready for another mega job fair? That's right, the Trucking Network's holding their mega job fair September 23rd, 2023 from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Pearson Convention Center in Brampton, Ontario. This thing is a mega job fair because they give away cash prizes. They have record sponsors and vendors available, and the recruiters in the room are from every carrier, so you can talk to them. We are looking for drivers. We're looking for mechanics. We're looking for other people in the industry that are maybe not behind the wheel. This is the place to be. If you're looking for a job in transportation, you want to be there. The Trucking Network Mega Job Fair happening at the Pearson Convention Center, 2638 Steeles Avenue East, Brampton, Ontario on September 23rd, 2023, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. You do not want to miss it. Where can you find out more and register? At thetruckingnetwork.ca. See you there. All right, so I get contacted from time to time to answer questions, and this one came from Joe Dysart. He's with Transport Topics. He sends an email, and he'll say, here's 5 questions. What do you think about them? So here's my answers. You can read the full article on Transport Topics, I guess their website. But here's what he asked me. He says, let's see, what are the questions? Let me go down to the questions here, and then we'll see where it is. All right, so let's see. So the first question was, how many businesses find that using AI to analyze and evaluate video job interviews makes it easier to match the right person to the right job? Do you agree or disagree? Number 2, promoters of AI-powered interviewing say one of the key benefits of the process is that the machine can be programmed to evaluate a prospective recruit objectively and be free of hidden prejudice or irritational preferences that could be harbored by a human interviewer. Do you have any other opinions regarding the use of AI, and how would you like to be attributed? So those are the 4 questions. All right, so let's see. If we go to question 1 here, how many businesses find that using AI to analyze and evaluate video job interviews make it easier to match the right person to the right job? Do you agree or disagree? So here's what I answered back. I said, for the first one, I don't agree that AI should be used in the interview process. I think it could be used for general information on a website or chat, but once interviewing a candidate for the position, there are many signs through voice, body language, and facial expressions that need an experienced person to recognize. Now, if you think about the interview process, if you think about what normally goes on with an interview process. You're submitting a resume to somebody. That person is going to look over that resume and see if there's any key points. Is it complete? Does it look realistic? That kind of stuff. Then they're gonna check the background information on you that you supply, and that is already being done kind of by AI. I mean, anybody can look at the resume and see whether it's complete. All of your abstract and driver records and all that, most companies are using some kind of an AI support system where they just put in a driver's name and license number and it gets back all the information. So a lot of that's already being done. When it comes to the actual interview, though, or a road test, I think you really need an experienced and new person in there. And, this isn't just about truck driving. This is about, the other aspects of the job. And I know I've always worked for companies where, many times it was physical. Once you got to the customer, you had to unload and do certain things or whatever. And if you think about that and you think about the attitude of the driver and what you need, it is not so simple to just say person drive from A to B and then that's it. You don't want that kind of person. You want, the person can say all the right answers, but if you're reading a person and you're looking at their facial expressions and you're able to ask questions back, which I'm not sure AI would be able to do that back question again. When someone says something to you, you ask them another question based on that answer they gave you. I'm not sure if AI is going to be set that way. AI, I think, is going to be kind of the generic. So maybe online to say, hey, do you have these 5 qualifications? I think AI might be fine at the very beginning of the process. But I think for the actual onboard hiring, once you get to step 3, 4, or 5, I know in the company that I work for, our last interview was a panel interview with our operations manager, safety, immediate supervisor, and manager. So there's like 4 of us interviewing this candidate to find out if they're the right or the wrong person for the job. So yeah, it doesn't always work, but that is how I see it. So I don't see it being used as outright as replacing the interview process. I see it maybe as at the beginning, just to making sure that you've got the right candidates. So the second question was, let's see, where's second question? Promoters of AI powered, saying one of the key benefits of the process is the machine can be programmed to evaluate prospective recruit objectively and to be free of hidden prejudice or international preferences. So, you know what, hey, if I don't like black people and a black candidate comes in, I'm going to say, sorry, I'm not you're not a candidate or something like that. I think if you have that kind of problem going on in your organization, you're in trouble already. I don't think a matter of candidate's going to come and help. Here's my answer. I said, I disagree with using AI to stay objective. A company can be missing some great opportunities through someone that doesn't fit into the criteria. Especially in a day with a shortage of workers, a company may want to take an experienced worker to fill that position. So basically what I'm saying is, I'm a big believer in looking outside of the box. I think if you just look inside the box and you just say, I'm only going to interview this type of person, you're missing the boat. I think the basic driving, we can teach pretty well anybody to drive, but we can't teach anybody to be creative. We can't teach anybody to think. We can't teach anybody to handle situations. What's their stress level? You can teach that stuff, but really it's up to the person. So most companies I've talked to in the past will always say, we prefer to hire for attitude. So the person may not have all the skills. We can teach them skills. We can't teach them how to think. We can't teach them attitude. We can't teach them wanting to learn. So you want to find that person first, the person that wants to learn, the person that might fit, and then you can groom them into the thing. And that may mean bringing somebody in. You know, if you look at how most companies are recruiting, or a lot of companies are recruiting these days, they're not looking for experienced drivers now. A lot of times they're looking within their own company, and they're looking in their own warehouse or whatever, and somebody who's already employed with them and looking at it a way to promote them and move them up. And this way they're hiring entry level people, but they're moving them up and grooming them once they know their system and they see how they work. And this is a really popular way of companies hiring nowadays. And so if you're looking at just that truck driver and the person does not have the skills, you would probably be saying no if you're AI. But as a human being, you might be saying, yeah, you know, this person's a good worker. They don't have the skills for driving, but we're willing to take a chance and train them or something like that. So I'm not crazy about AI doing all of that, but we'll see how it works. And then my third question was, the fourth one was just my credentials. But the third one was, do you have any other opinions regarding the use of AI to evaluate and analyze video job interviews? And so I said, I'm not excited about the AI at this point, and I got to be totally honest with you. I'm a little more afraid of AI. I do use AI for some things in our business, very little. A lot of my friends have jumped on the whole ChatGPT thing, my entrepreneur friends. Not crazy about it at this point. I see the benefits, so I'm not disregarding it and saying, oh, it's not going to work. I do see the benefits of AI. I also see the dangers of AI, and not just job loss, but it going in the wrong hands and really making some problems. So here's my answer to that third question. I said, I'm not excited about AI at this point. I do see the benefits for many applications, and I'm sure technology gets better. You may not be able to tell the difference between real and AI generated. Until we have regulations in place to stop malicious activity and are able to stop abuse, it will be very dangerous. Today, we can't even stop spam calls, and AI has the potential to be much more dangerous and invasive. So that's what I put for that third question. And to be honest with you, that's where we sit right now. I think it could be a lot of danger. And I think especially if you think about this in the owner-operator world, and you've got load brokers now, which are load brokers on top of load brokers, and people are, impersonating and getting bad deals on loads. We really have a problem in the spot market. And, what happens when people start impersonating that? What happens when someone starts impersonating and stealing your load from another company and these kind of things? I'm not saying they would do that, but that's where AI is possible. So if we get into what that is, it's going to be really a crazy place. I'm not sure I want to be a part of that. I might be already a part of it. I don't know. But I think you really have to watch that. And I think it's something that all of us are going to have to pay attention to down the road. So do I think AI is good? I think, yeah, for very minimal basic tasks such as, compiling resumes and those kind of things. I think the human thing will always be important because a lot of people may not fit the criteria. I know if we were doing things by criteria, I think I'm supposed to be either living in a ditch or jail right now based on my school scores in high school. So I'm glad that I'm, not AI generated by that, or I'd be in some serious trouble. Anyway, however you think about AI, let us know. We'd love to know your thoughts on it. As far as people losing their jobs and autonomous trucks and all that kind of stuff, I think it's still a while out as far as job losses, but I do see it happening, especially for people that run basic freight in a trailer from A to B. So I think... And I mean, the trucks that come with that, if you think of the cost of a vehicle right now, it's already high. You can basically double that for an AI generated truck, right? So our company's going to be able to afford that equipment? Probably not for a while. Probably the small mom and pop companies might buy one just to test it or something, but they're probably not going to be replacing a fleet. Where you are going to see that is probably in the larger fleets, the UPSs of the world, the FedExes of the world, where they do have a lot of freight that just goes from A to B, and they probably could get it done with an AI driver. So again, I'm always telling people to specialize. That's where the secret comes in this. So if you specialize and you're thinking outside of the box and you're doing what you should be doing, you should be okay. Just my thoughts on it. Hey, let us know, but we'll keep an eye on AI for you, but that's just our thoughts and where we started, and hopefully you're going to be all right with it. Thanks for listening. Hey folks, have you heard about Driver Check and the services they offer? They have amazing services specifically for the transportation industry, along with many other industries. They have alcohol and drug testing, occupational health services, hearing protection, fit testing, and a whole lot more. They are a leader in how to handle cannabis in the workplace and also how to handle COVID in the workplace. And you do not want to miss their great event that they have each year, the annual Fitness for Duty Summit. So where can you learn more? Where can you get information in order to keep your workplace safe, well, go to drivercheck.ca. And when you go there, if you meet the team, please let them know that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you. Thanks very much, and we'll see you later. All right, so there's some thoughts from me on AI. I'm not sure where the thoughts are from you, but let us know in the chat or let us know in comments. We'd love to hear what you think about AI and where it's going. And think outside of the driver's seat, because I think that's where you're going to see AI a lot more. Before we see it in the driver's seat, we're going to see it in the other companies. So specialize in your job, people. Keep yourself educated. Keep thinking outside of the box, and that's going to help you be employed for a long period of time. Hey, you know what? If you want to just AIS, our best way to do that is through our socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok, LinkedIn. Whatever you want to find us, you can find us there. And I'm pretty sure it's AI generated, so if you just put in Lead Pedal Media, it'll come up. Anyway, hey, I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Thanks for listening. You can get on all of your popular podcast platforms, and check out our YouTube channel too if you want to see video on a lot of these in fact, all of the podcast episodes get put to YouTube now, so there's a playlist for Lead Pedal Podcast if you want to go back and check that out, or if that's your favorite podcast platform, then you can certainly go and check out there, and a whole bunch of other videos as well. All right, my friends, talk to you later. See you out on the road. Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com, and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.